Okay, negative exponents, okay? So a negative exponent is, here, let me erase the answers. Okay. Okay, a negative exponent, okay, means that I want the reciprocal of the base. What the heck does the word reciprocal mean? Yeah. You got it. The fraction is flipped upside down, okay? So let's look at this first one, t. First of all, I don't see a fraction at all for t. Yeah, it's over 1. So if I want to make that negative exponent a positive, it's going to switch and become t, 1 over t to the 7th. You flip the base. Okay. Not anymore, because I flipped it. Once you make it reciprocal, the exponent changes from a positive to a negative. Okay? Now, I want you to be careful on this one because there's parentheses, but are the parentheses doing anything? Look where the exponent is. They don't even matter, right? They'd only matter if the negative 2 was on the outside. So that negative 2 is not attached to the 5. Okay? Negative 1. Where that negative 1 is not attached to the 5. So right now, think of it like this. 1/5 times 1 over r to the negative 1. I'm splitting them up so you can think about it because the 1/5 should stay where it is. It doesn't have an exponent on it. And then with the 1 over r, if I want that exponent to be positive, then I'd flip it. So it'd end up being 1 over 5 times r to the first over 1. Okay, or just r over 5. What would be different if the question had been like this? Then the 5 and the r go. Oh, go ahead. I think so, yeah. Yep. Then they'd both go up, and it'd be 5r to the positive 1 over 1. So notice I changed the exponent to positive and flipped it. Oh no, that's an eraser. Stop. So that would just be 5r, okay? This one's a little trickier, so I'm going to try a couple with you, okay? How are we doing, okay? Okay, so first let's look at this one. I know, okay, how do I know when I'm done on these problems? 2 things are happening. There's nothing else to combine, and all the exponents are positive, okay? So let's start on this one. There's nothing to combine with the 3, right? So it stays by itself. Same base on the k's, so I'm going to add the exponents. This is where it gets tricky because I have to remember all 5 of my rules at the same time, right? So negative 3 plus 2, what's that? Negative 1. So now I have nothing else to combine, but I can't have any negative exponents. So I got to flip it. Now, does the 3 go down with the k? No, good. So it'd be 3 over k to the first. Okay. Now, you guys are doing great. I'm going to skip a couple of these that are a little bit easier, and I want to try one that's a little harder. Okay, let's look at r. Okay, I want to look at r. Okay, I want to try r. We're going to think of the top and the bottom separate first, okay? Totally separate, okay? So if I pretend the bottom one is not even there, okay, don't you guys cross it off. I'm just doing that, okay? Then it would be 2x to the 5th. Good, right? Okay. Now I'm going to pretend that only the bottom one is there. See how everything is in the parentheses with the negative 1? So it all needs to move up, right? So it would be times 2x squared to the positive 1. How are we doing? I want to stop here. Is there questions so far? Okay, so which part? The 2x to the 5th or the 2x squared to the 1st? Okay, so notice how here on the bottom, all of this is in parentheses to a negative 1, right? So if I want it to become a positive 1, then I have to move this and flip it. So it moved up. Good? Okay. What does an exponent of positive 1 do? What does this exponent here do? Nothing. So it's really just like I have 2x to the 5th times 2x squared, which is 4x to the 7th.
We should do Q.
We will. That's all, and then that Q and R are the hardest. So if you feel comfortable with those, you'll be great on your homework. Okay? Okay, again, when you're doing this, I want you to think of everything like kind of on its own, okay? So this first one here, okay, let's pretend nothing else exists, okay? Is the negative 2 exponent attached to the n? Nope, there's no parentheses. Oh, I said n, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. I meant 2. Is the negative 2 exponent attached to the 2? No. So if I want that negative 2 exponent to become positive, it's on the top right now. I'm going to move it down, but I'm going to move it down without the 2. So this is how that piece would simplify. Okay, so let's just stop here. Is there questions on that? Anything?
Since it's not attached to the 2, you only need the n and the exponent.
Yep. Okay. All right, we ready for the next part? Okay. Is there anything to do with the 2n that's already there on the bottom? It has no parentheses, no exponents, right? So I'm just going to rewrite it. And then how does, okay, now we're going to pretend all of, oopsies, come on. All of that stuff is gone. If I had just given you that, how would you simplify those exponents? Add or multiply or subtract? Multiply, good. So negative 1 times negative 3, good. Yeah, we're going to do 8. Here's my first question. Is anything reduce? Is there anything the same on the top and bottom that reduces? Yeah, which numbers? Yeah, look. 2 over 2 goes away, right? So I'm left with 2 cubed over n squared times n, or 8 over n to the what? Yeah. You guys ready to try some? Yeah. I can't hear ya.
So in short, with these kinds of problems, you just break up and simplify each one first, then you end up doing it as a whole.
I think it's easier to do that. Break them up, think of them in pieces, and then put them together. I think that's what makes it easier. Okay, guys, great.